this buyer in 2021 actually bought in at an overpriced entry price.
So moral of the story, do not blindly buy any fire sale.
Yeah.
Cheap doesn't mean good. If you hate making money, skip this video. But if you're wondering why Marina One Residences set the lowest PSF in history, keep watching. Welcome back to yet another episode of Haikal Titus Honest Truth HT. So if you are a savvy investor, I'm sure you have seen this news where it states on HProp where I think the Marina One Residences one bidder set the lowest PSF record at 1702.
Cheap, yeah.
Yeah. So does this mean, Titus, that you buy one bidder in the Marina area, 100% confirm lose money?
Okay, so if we take a look at the history of this particular unit, the first owner bought at 1.6 million. After that, 7 years later, sold for 1.48 million, lose $110,000. So second owner bought at 1.48, right?
Yes.
Now, sell 5 years later to the third owner at 1.3 million. So the second owner lose another 180,000. So you can see from the trend, if you look at this one bedroom unit, it seems like, Marina One from 1.6 become 1.48, become 1.3. Where is it going? Is it going to go to 1.2, 1.1, right? Then the answer is yes, Marina One lose money. But we are not here to just tell you the news. We are here to understand and analyze why. Right? Because ultimately the why behind what is happening is so important to a lot of our viewers out there.
Correct. So for some reason, right, when we look at the sale, which is another condo in also Marina area.
Older some more.
Yes. For the one bidder, you can see that there's quite a number of them which have been profitable through the years. And if you take a look at the annualized profit, it's as high as 7%.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, and for the rest is about 5 to 6%.
Decent.
So for one bidder, actually the numbers are very, very healthy. And usually one bidder are investment purposes.
Yes.
So usually you will rent it out. So if you include in the rental amount, these returns will even be higher for you as an investor.
Easily there, one bidder, 1 month, maybe I'll say 4,500.
Should be around there.
So if you rent 1 year, it's around 50,000. Maybe after cost, you get 40,000.
Yep.
So 5 years is 200,000. So
Yes.
imagine you add on the 200,000 to the 7%, the 5%. It's going to be 8-9%.
It's a very good passive income basically. Right. So what we see here is that one side, Marina One Residences lose money for their one bidder.
Yes.
On the other side, same location, the sale, one bidder is making money.
Yeah, and both are big projects.
Correct.
Right, and iconic. It's very well known. Marina One, very, very nice building. The sale, also one of the iconic project. Why is this thing happening? Like they are just maybe 5 minutes walk away.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, thereabouts. I used to work in CBD. It's about 5 minutes walk away.
We trust his saying then.
But my legs, not your legs.
My one 10 minutes maybe.
I think 12.
12 okay. So we also want to understand, like what Titus had mentioned, why is this happening, right? So now when we look at the entry price for the one bidder at Marina One Residences, right? So if you look at the entry price of the second owner,
Yes.
he basically bought in 2021 and pricing wise is 1.485.
COVID period, people say buy property sure make money.
Correct. More or less. But this one has gone the other way.
Yes. So, you say COVID period 2021, everybody say buy property sure make money.
More or less correct.
Yeah, but then how come this person still lose? So I think long gone are the days whereby people always say, Singapore property sure make money because land is so limited, just buy. Because week in, week out, we are in the business. We see actually there are always winners and there are also losers, right? So it's really not like property in Singapore. Gone are the good old days. You close your eyes, you just anyhow buy, you hold 10 years, you will make money. You can see that from 1.6 to 1.3, right? This is a 12 years period, lose 300,000. That is so important that viewers out there understand. So if you need any analysis in terms of the condo that you are shortlisting, right, you do able to scan our QR code, get in touch with us. We will run through an entry exit strategy analysis like what we are going to do in today's video.
So now we go back to Marina One Residences, right? Like what I've mentioned earlier, owner bought at 1.485 in 2021. Right? So, but when we compare to other similar projects that have one bidder,
Yes.
right? So we look at the M, which is located at Bugis, quite close to the Marina area. So back in 2021, when you see the image here, right, the pricing for one bedder was as low as 1.385, average at 1.475, and went as high as 1.6 million.
So about 100,000 cheaper
Correct. Then
for a brand new.
Yes, then this is brand new. Then another brand new project in 2021 in Bugis as well called Midtown Modern. Their one bedder was as low as 1.174, average 1.3, and went as high as 1.583.
300,000 cheaper.
Yes. So if we take a step back, then we compare, we can see that when the owner bought Marina One residences at 1.485,
Yes.
and this is a 3-year-old resale, you can see that as compared to the newer project in Bugis, is much more expensive.
A lot of people also will say that actually Marina One compared to Bugis, right? Bugis is a better location. Because Bugis, at least you have amenities.
Yep.
Of course, both have MRT.
Correct.
But Bugis, you have Bugis Junction, you have probably Bras Basah, you have food, you have more options around the area as compared to Marina One, whereby in the office hours, weekdays, it comes to life.
Yep.
But weekends, typically, if you are staying there, it might be a bit challenging
Yes.
to have your daily amenities lah.
Correct.
So based on what Haikal has shared, right, the difference between Marina One, this unit, back in 2021, which is 1.48 million, versus the M, right, is a difference of 100,000 cheaper.
Yes.
And it's brand new. Then you versus Midtown Modern is almost 300,000 cheaper, also brand new. So very quickly from this quick analysis, we can already ascertain, right, that this buyer in 2021, the second owner, actually bought in Marina One residences at an overpriced entry price. So that is why we always want to emphasize, right, do not just look at your development. Now this development I buy at record low, good. But you must always look at the surrounding and similar products to compare what is the entry price that you are paying with your neighbors, not just within the development.
Correct. Because within the development, it looks like a fire sale. You're buying cheap, but when we expand out our search, you realize that you are overpaying.
Yes.
So moral of the story, do not blindly buy any fire sale.
Yeah.
Cheap doesn't mean good.
Yes, because if you think of it, owner cost price is 1.6 million. Now I can buy 1.48. Sounds good, huh?
Correct.
Like, very good leilong deal. Just
Yes.
buy. But that is if you have the tunnel vision, just look at that particular development. But now, what we want to do for the viewers out there is to help you to see wider, right, around the region, because this example clearly shows otherwise. So moral of the story, like what Haikal say, fire sale doesn't mean good. Cheap also doesn't mean it's safe.
So now that we have covered the entry price and what was the mistake by the owner, we also want to look at the exit, right? Because when we move on to 2026, second owner, like we mentioned, bought at 1.485 and they only managed to sell at 1.3 million.
Lose more than the first owner.
Yeah. So we also want to understand why was he not able to make money off this unit, right? Because for him, in order to be profitable, he has to sell at about 1.7 to 1.8 in order to minimally earn 200 to 300k. So we also want to understand, Titus, why was he not able to achieve this selling price of 1.7 to about 1.8 million in 2026?
So if we were to look at today's current market, right, for example, Newport Residence, which is nearby, right, at the edge of Greater Southern Waterfront, freehold project. The price for 2026 Newport Residence, one bedder, right, you can see the lowest is probably 1.298, just below 1.3 million, average 1.46, and then as high as 1.86. So if you are a new buyer entering into CBD, you want to buy a one bedder, you have two choices now. Okay, do I want to pay a 1.7 million for Marina One Residence, which is the older project, 99 years leasehold? Or let's say an average of Newport, 1.5 million for a brand new going to TOP in 12 to 18 months, freehold. I think the choice is very obvious. 200,000 cheaper for something newer and moreover, freehold.
Yep. So clearly from this, you can see that in terms of exit, this is why the owners was not able to sell at 1.7 to 1.8 million. But then when we compare to other CCR projects in terms of their one bedder, we move to River Valley where we have River Green, which is also a new launch in 2026. Their one bedder was sold at about 1.171. Average at 1.334 and highest was at 1.53. Then we also have Zion Grand, their one bedder sold at 1.298, average at 1.389 and highest at 1.521.
So you can, average is around 1.4 lah.
Correct. For newer one bedder, now we see in 2026 average is about 1.4.
So the owner of this Marina One residence need to sell 1.7 to 1.8
Correct.
for a 8-year-old or 9-year-old project. Not very realistic lah.
Yep.
I mean, no buyers will buy. That's why he's being forced to sell at 1.3 lor.
For the older resale basically. So as you can see, right, why the Marina One residences was only sold at 1.3 million, not because it's a lousy project or a bad location, but from a price point of view, the market cannot accept what they were trying to sell at. In 2026, a one bedder, a newer one, is averaged at 1.4. That is why they had to exit at 1.3.
Yes.
So this is why when we buy a property, we need to know how are we going to exit.
Entry and exit.
So whenever we buy a property for our client, we always want to buy below what others have paid for, so that when we exit, we know that a certain accepted pricing has already been done in the area. So as a buyer, it's easier to sell when a certain pricing has been done already.
So now we covered entry, exit. We want to use this entry and exit apply to a case study, right? Which is something that I think a lot of people do not know, lah, right? It's because recently we did our research and then we realized there's such a behavior. Now we want to bring our attention to just further down Harbourfront, Reflections at Keppel. Right. There is this particular penthouse unit, 7,000 square feet, that lost $6.9 million.
Wow.
Yes, it's a penthouse unit, granted, right? It's probably going to command a premium. But we just want to highlight that the entry price back in 2007, right? This buyer bought at $2,500 per square feet. And at the point of time, very critically, District 4's average, right, was only $900 per square feet. So he bought at 2005, the average was $900. So he's already paying almost 2.5 times over the market price. Yes, we might say penthouse premium product lah, but definitely not worth 2.5 times.
Too much.
So what happens next, Haikal?
So in 2021, you can see the seller sold for a loss of 6.9 million at a PSF of 1560 PSF. And in 2021, you can see here the average of District 4 is about 2,000 PSF, and the buyer bought in an undervalued pricing of 1560 PSF.
Same unit, huh?
Same unit, yes. And 1 year later, even though this new buyer had to pay a SSD, he decided to sell his unit and make $6.6 million, guys. The same unit. So less the SSD, maybe he profit about $5 million.
More than 5 million easily.
In a year, basically.
So the drastic difference is we must always understand our entry price and exit price, because the owner that makes $6.6 million entered at about 25 to 30% below market benchmark.
Wow.
Market benchmark 2,000, he bought at 1,005, right? But when he exit in 2022, the market benchmark of PSF is 1,008 because it's a premium product, it's penthouse, it's very rare. So command a little bit of higher premium. He command 2,005, so almost $700 per square feet more, which is around 40% more. Okay, you say that this 40% for premium, worth it or not worth it, we leave it to individual. But definitely not like the first owner that paid 2.5 times of premium.
Way too much.
Too much. So this is something that when we apply entry and exit and looking at a particular one case, right, you can see, hey, one guy lose $6.9 million, the other guy earns $6.6 million. So is it the property's problem or is it the buyer's entry price problem?
Yeah, so it's very interesting that the same unit can make 6 million and lose 6 million at the same time.
Yeah.
So like we always mention, don't just look at the development itself when you buy, understand the whole pricing of the area and also who are your competitors basically.
I hope the one that lose 6.9 million don't watch this video. I think he will hate us.
Yeah, he will hate because
1 year later someone earned 6 million.
Heart pain. We can feel his pain lah.
Yes, but if you happen to watch this video, just drop us a comment. Then we will reach out to you and see what we can do lah.
So now we are going back to the Marina area, right? So now that you're thinking about it, right, is there an opportunity for me as a buyer looking for a one bedder? Should I buy Marina One residences still? Because if let's say the trend continues, if the price drops below 1.3 million, should I consider buying a one bedder at Marina One residences status?
Looks cheap on the surface lah. But the question is, can you exit in 4 years, 5 years, right? Or later on you buy 1.3, you still have to sell 1.1. So this is where we also want to look at the broader picture of comparing to your immediate neighbors. Maybe the newer one, it's One Marina Garden. So right now we can see for One Marina Gardens, the lowest transacted one bedder is at 1.19 million.
Wow.
Okay, average about 1.25. Highest is at 1.33. So imagine the highest of One Marina Garden, which is probably the best view, right, at 1.33. You buy Marina One residences, 8 to 10 years older at 1.3. What this means is both of you, in order to earn 2 to 300,000, need to sell 1.5, 1.6. So the question is, in 2031, 2032, 5-6 years later, you want to sell 1.6 million. The buyers, which one will they like? A brand new One Marina Gardens or a 10 to 12 years old Marina One residences?
Definitely people will choose the newer resale, the OMG lah, for the same price. Makes the most sense basically. So I think this is where we want to let you guys know that even if you think you can buy below 1.3 at Marina One residences, it's cheap, yes, but when it comes to the exit, this is where you will struggle for sure lah.
Yes, and of course, being in both locations, show flat, actual site, and Marina One residence. Marina One residence always give me the feel of a workplace, office. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a home. Whereas the One Marina Gardens, right, it's really, yes, there's shops in level 1, but then from level 1 onwards, less the shop, right, everything upwards is all purely residential. So livability, right, it's very important, I think, in today's context.
It is.
And moreover, One Marina Gardens is harmonized. So you are not paying for the aircon ledge, you are paying for fully usable space.
So in terms of pricing, in terms of livability, when we compare Marina One residences against One Marina Gardens, our verdict is stay away from Marina One residences, which is the resale.
Right.
Go and buy somewhere else, guys.
So a lot of people will always say, hey, Marina area, right, there's nothing, right? There's going to be very difficult to live there.
Correct.
Right? But maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, maybe Haikal, you can share with us what is happening in the area.
So I think if you have seen the news, or maybe not, this is where we want to update you guys as well. I think this is a latest announcement by the government in the Marina South area. So if you can see this image here, basically the government just announced a $1 billion project where they're going to have a 7-story wellness attraction in the Marina South.
Nice.
Next to Marina Barrage and Gardens by the Bay. And I think they're supposed to open in 2030.
Yes.
Right. So I think in terms of the details of the project, they're going to feature 20 pools.
Wow.
It's a lot. 18 water slides and 70 treatment room to basically for all the wellness lah.
So it's a very big spa lah.
Yes, it's a huge mega spa.
Wow, wow, wet plus spa lah.
Yes, it's like one big mega new combi.
Okay.
So last time I think Marina area, like what we mentioned, the livability is not the best. But now moving forward today, you can see from the government planning,
Yes.
we have MBS, and then we have MBS newest,
Tower 4.
yeah, Tower 4, their newest tower. We have Gardens by the Bay, which I think a lot of family love to go there for their walks. Now we have this wellness center as well.
Yes.
So I think in terms of the pool of having a lifestyle there, it will change a lot in the next 5 to 10 years.
And more lands will be sold there by the government for residential.
Correct.
They're going to build a 10 minutes neighborhood whereby everybody can just walk from one end to another end.
Yes.
And I believe there's going to be a new link bridge from Marina South area to link to the Tanjong Rhu area.
Correct.
Right? So all this is just going to bring people from District 15, Tanjong Rhu, East Coast, Katong, right, more accessible to the Marina South area lah.
Yeah. So there's a strong demand currently from what we see in D15 because of lifestyle.
Yes.
East Coast Park, the Katong vibes, the cafe there. But with the new developments happening in the Marina South area, right, I do feel in the long run there will be a stronger pull factor for people who wants to live in the Marina South area going forward.
Okay, so guys, we hope that this short video give you a good insights to how do you ascertain whether a property is good to buy or not. It doesn't mean that it's cheap, right? Fire sale, you must go for it. You must always look at the entry, the exit, and of course, engage a trusted agent. If you don't have, reach out to people like us. We will be able to help you to look at the surrounding, right? So you can scan our QR code. And if you ever think of living a very, very new kind of lifestyle, which I think what Marina South will be able to deliver in the next 5 to 10 years time, right? You can reach our QR code and then speak to us. We will be able to share with you the government plans for the area in the next 10 to 15 years.
So thank you for watching yet another episode of Haikal Titus Honest Truth.
HT. Like, share, and subscribe. We see you in the next episode.
Bye.